So many of us gotta what to say. But we don't have the mix, but we can listen, yeah. Things that we sharpen our vision, yeah. Negativity, get it out the way. By listening to us, that we bring life, yeah. Plus, it's got the voice of our nature, yeah. Visionary, extraordinary. That burning like it been trying to help you. That you got the whole to keep us speaking for us. You're the voice you want to hear us. You have the positivity.
Hello, Vivian. How are you?
Dr. OJ keep us speaking for us. Dr. OJ, visionary, extraordinary.
You can't hear me? Let me know so I can go out and come back in. Alright, let me. You can. Thanks, babe. Thank you. I was like, ooh! You can't hear me, that would be a disaster. Welcome to day 11. Please let me know if you can hear me. Thank you, Vivian, for confirming that. Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. All right, Helena, how are you, my sisters? Oh my God, my queens, always supporting each other. Please, I need you guys to hang around for today's episode because this is really reflective of what I'm going to be talking about today. Today is day 11 of my 21-day life-giving and growth challenge. And I'm so excited because today's topic came this morning during devotion with my kids, and we read a Bible verse about something totally unrelated, but then the conversation led to how we reflect the best of God, the best sides of our Father. Like, what are some of the things that we do to actually showcase the best side of Him? You know, today we were praying and we were talking about, we were actually focused on just giving thanks and appreciating God. It's not every day we go there and we say, do this. Alexa, stop playing. Sorry, I need to hear myself, like it's just in my ear. But here, it's not every day we'll go to God and we'll just be like, oh, ask for all these things. Even though He wants us to do that. He said we should be anxious for nothing. But through prayer, supplications, and of course with gratitude, we should make our requests known to God. Yesterday, I talked about gratitude. And then today, I was like, let's continue in the spirit of gratitude and let's focus on the goodness of God and how He's really such a good Father to us. And let's focus on how do we show forth the best sides of Him? Okay, let me be the first to tell you this. I don't think I do a good job 100% of the time showcasing the best sides of God, right? And let me tell you what I really think the best side of God is His ability to love everybody. It's His ability to love everybody unconditionally. There is no stipulation. There is no when you get taller, I'll love you. There is no when you get better in your behavior, I'll love you. There is no when you give away or do away with certain things, that's when I'm going to love you. He loves us absolutely, exclusively, implicitly. He loves us, period. And He can never love us more than He actually loves us now. Do we have to repent and do away with certain behaviors, modify our lives, change our techniques, change our thinking, all of those things? Yes, we have to. Just like everything we do in this life, any skill, any business, any activity you engage in, you have to move certain things around in order to allow that thing to fit into your life, or in order to finesse your skills, in order to accommodate the requirements. Even being a human being, there are requirements to being a human being. Did you guys know that? Like now we have, in the United States, there's all forms of genders, but I know that there's only two genders. There's male and there's female. So in order for you to be considered a male, you have certain organs, you have certain systems, you have all of these things. And in order for you to be considered a female, you have certain things that God has naturally given you. But the world that we're living in, the systems of the world has twisted everything. They've created their own criteria. You can have all manners of people coming up and telling you, this is who I think I am. The way you gave birth to me is not the way I know I am. But that's not the topic for today. So let's not go down that tangent, because I will really go off on a tangent, because I have a lot to say about about those abnormal norms in society. But not today, Satan. We're going to focus on the goodness of God. So the best part of God for me is love. The second part of God is his ability to speak. And when he speaks, he literally speaks life. It's very rare in the Bible where you see God talking about negativity, talking about other things. I mean, there's parts of the Bible where he actually would say, if you do this, this is going to happen to you. Or he would actually place a curse on the enemies of his children. That is just the Father coming to the aid of his children. I feel like even for that, it is God still speaking life. Because anything that God is going to do to defend my honor, to defend my cause, to protect me and preserve me as his child, I'm all for it. So one of the best parts of God is his ability to love everyone. You know, Jesus told his disciples how many times they asked him, can we forgive? He said 70 times 7. And I'm like, okay, in one day? I mean, maybe they thought it was in a lifetime. He said every single day. So imagine if someone can literally not hurt you 70 times. Not even like maybe 7, maybe 10, maybe 20. I don't even think someone can annoy you 20 times in a day. I mean, that person must really be very annoying. But you know, he's given us a very long rope, like it's inexhaustible. So he's saying every single day, you cannot exhaust your forgiveness for anybody. There's no excuse for you. He even tells us to pray for our enemies. You know, when Job's situation was so bad, he lost everything. He lost his health and wellness. And then his friends came and started giving him all manners of advice, saying things that did not even make sense to him. Do you know when God started to turn things around for Job was at the point when he actually began to pray for his friends. He actually started praying for them. And you know, there's a difference between when God says pray for your enemies. You're like, I pray for my enemies. I pray that they will know you. I pray that they will see your judgment. I pray that they will see your hand. No, not that kind of prayer, my sister, my brother. It's like pray genuinely for their well-being. Pray genuinely that they come to the realization of the truth of God. Pray genuinely that they have an encounter with God so that their lives can be better. You know, that is a genuine prayer that God can kind of just, he can validate, right? And that was the point when he started to experience the restoration of God. After he really started to come to the point where he genuinely started to pray for their wellness, for their goodness, that even though they were trying to lead him down a wrong path, he didn't hold it against them. At least he stopped holding it against them. Because, you know, if you read the book of Job, you're going to see this guy went through a lot of emotional damage. He was up, he was down, he was mad at his wife, he was mad at everybody, he was mad at God at some point, and then eventually he got to the point where he started to see, after God now brought him to the table to say, okay, let's talk about this matter. If you think you know better than me, where were you when I created the universe? Where were you when I formed everything? Where were you when I did this and this and this? And all of those questions, he had no answer to it. So the same thing can happen to all of us when God can ask us, where were you? Because sometimes we can be overly critical of ourselves. Let me start with that. And then we can be extremely critical of other people. And then we judge them harshly. Trust me, everything that I'm telling you, I am guilty of. And that's why we're doing this 21 days challenge, to talk through some of those challenges so we can bring it out in the open, grow through them, and get better. People hurt us every day. People do things that are wrong, and you're like, why would you do that? How can you do that? How can you say that? How can you think like that? Even between husband and wife, even with my children, siblings, between brother and brother, you see them fighting, talking all kinds of things about. I'm like, what is this? You know, but it's a reality with human beings. We get on each other's nerves. Imagine how much of God's nerves we get on. But does it come down heavy on us? He says his mercy is renewed every single day. He said it is from everlasting to everlasting. He says the steadfast love of God never ceases. He's steadfast. Like when you say something is steadfast, like it stands, gidigba, like you cannot even begin to shift it. Nothing can change the opinion that God has about you. Nothing, not even your behavior. You know, we say we have the devil, the accuser of brethren. Yes, he's there. He's always like, da, da, da. God, did you see what Dr. O said? Did you see what she did? Did you see how she got angry? Did you see how she spoke to that person? Da, 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 da. He's always talking. But you know, God says, my love for you, my daughter, is steadfast. It's unwavering. It's unyielding. Now, here's the kicker, guys. Just because God loves us does not mean that we don't face consequences to her behavior. That's why you have to be very mindful of what you do. And that's going to bring me to the point where I'm going to talk about speaking life. That's where we have to be mindful of what we do and say. Speaking life is very, very important. The words that we say, the words that come out of our mouth, it actually guides our actions. Because before you say it, you've already thought about it. Before you open your mouth to say it, your brain has already run it over and over. Your mind has already mulled it over. Yes. And then you now say it. And then in the saying comes the doing. And that's why, you know, when people want to talk about manifestation, manifesting, they say, manifest, speak life, affirm yourself, say these affirmations. I'm beautiful, I'm wealthy, money comes freely to me, yada, 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 yada. So the words that we speak is so powerful. And let me give you guys this. It's just as powerful as the words that come out of the mouth of God. Just as God will say, let there be light, human beings have the same creative ability. Yes, oftentimes we don't see the results because we haven't come to this awareness of who we truly are in him. We haven't begun to see the way he sees us, and we haven't begun to really appreciate the strength of our spirituality to the point where we understand that every word that we speak, that's why the Bible says that when you speak, that you will be held accountable for every word that proceeds from your mouth. Have you guys read that part in the Bible? I tell you, when I started my personal development journey a long time ago, and I started to just become aware, reading, developing, growing, getting better, and just being more spiritually mindful and aware of myself, growing and becoming Dr. O that you see today. And there's going to be a more evolved Dr. O in the future. I cannot wait to meet her, because she's going to be so amazing, because she's going to keep getting better and better. And I hope you keep getting better and better, because your future self is waiting for you. Now, whatever your future self gets depends on what you do today. Thanks, sweetheart. Thanks, Helena. Whoever your future self gets to meet depends on what you do today. So listen, guys, the words that we speak, it's very powerful. It's like when they say love language, right? We talk about love language. We talk about all of these things. But when we say language, like literally, it means something that proceeds from within. Language is like something that comes from within. Either it's an action, it's a spoken word, or something. It's something that we have to actually express from within. So speaking life is so important. So I have a good story to tell. So something happened to me today. You know, while I was even mulling over today's topic, and I was like, speak life, showing the best sides of God, loving our enemies. That was the Bible verse that we read this morning, where, you know, the devotion was encouraging us, pray for your enemies. And I was telling my sons, like, look, you guys have to love even people that don't. The only thing that we truly owe each other in this life is not me giving you money, is not me liking you, is not me doing whatever for you. It's actually me just loving you, period. And loving you doesn't mean any other thing other than the fact that I don't think negative thoughts towards you. I treat you with the golden rule. The way I want to be treated, I send that treatment your way. That's love. That's the pure, simple expression of love. We don't owe anybody anything other than treating them the way we want to be treated. Because if more of us did that, that would be the expression of God on earth. And honestly, there will probably be less evil. Like all of the negativity that we're dealing with, it would be truly, truly minimized. You know, there won't be domestic violence, there won't be teen dating violence, there won't be shootings and killings. Anyway, so expressing the best sides of God is just being able to showcase love to other people and be very genuine in the process. So today, one of my sisters, one of my friends, I know a lot of people, like my world is so big, but I have very small circles of people that are really close to me. The small circle of people that really know Dr. O, that truly, truly know me and have that access to me. They get to see a side of me that y'all social media family don't see. And that's amazing. Everybody has to have that barrier, those boundaries, right? And she was calling me on the phone. She's actually a client that I'm going to be hosting their event coming up soon. So we were talking over the logistics and things like that. And next thing, as we were getting off the phone, she was like, Dr. O, I went to your page and I see that you're an author, but I don't see your books. I said, well, my books, I posted them. You know, I've launched and I've written so many books, manuals. I posted and I've been sharing, but I have content overload, period. So it's hard for me to go back and recycle a lot of content. I have content coming through every day. My life is a walking billboard of content. So I was trying to explain to her that the reason you don't see a lot of those things that I've accomplished in the past is, for me, when I accomplish a goal and I hit that pinnacle, I'm ready to climb the next mountain. And I don't dwell on it too much. And she was like, no, sis, you have to keep sharing. I said, don't worry, there's new projects coming through the pipeline. There's so many new dimensions of Dr. O that you people will get to see. You're never going to be at a loss for amazing, engaging, entertaining, educative content from me. But she said, sis, a lot of people have not read your book. And they would not even know where to find it because you've not been posting it. I really want to read your book because I love to read. And I was like, oh my goodness. She did not understand. She was just being like, oh sis, put this out there. Let's support you. That was just her thing. But she did not realize how much her words put a lot of pep in my step. You know, like the white people say, it just gave me, her words just really gave me, it's like taking in fresh air and just breathing out and just, ooh, it's like, wow. So there's actually somebody who has nothing to gain, but is looking to add value to me. And they can sincerely share something with me that can encourage me, that can make me feel good about myself. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. I know this might not really mean or maybe land as well for you as it landed for me. But all I'm trying to say is the fact that somebody without any compensation or expectation of anything in return was saying something good to me, to encourage, to uplift, to elevate me, to help promote me and put me out there in a good light. You know, in a world where we have women trying to tear each other down, so many people trying to do negative things to other people, where we have people focused on just criticizing and talking about people. When they see you doing well, they see you hanging out with some people, they get angry, like, why are you talking to her? Do you know she's this? Look, I mean, come on now. We have to live and let's live. That is part of the nature of God. He gave birth to so many children. All of his children, in fact, most of his children don't like him. Majority of God's children don't like him. And do you see him stopping the rain from falling on us, from giving us the seasons that we need rain? Do you see him stopping the sun from rising every day? He doesn't take away the benefits that he gives us every day. He rains on the wicked and the good. Everybody gets all the benefits. If it was us human beings, hey, this air that we are breathing, some people would have just passed that because you would just stop their air supply. If they do one thing for you like that, maybe even myself could have done it to some people in a heated rage of anger. You said this, you did this, bam, I'll take your oxygen away, you are gone. A lot of us would have done things that are so unheard of because we haven't learned how to allow the best sides of God to show forth in us. You know, the good thing as we round up today is the fact that I learned one thing in psychology when I was getting my master's in psychology a couple of years ago. One of the things that I learned, well, I don't think I learned it, but I came to that conclusion is the fact that when we learn psychology and we talk about different sides of God and the different things and different sides of human psychology and the way we relate mentally, I realized that people are innately good. People are not born like they wake up and they just want to be bad. Like they're not sociopaths just from the stomach, right? A lot of the behavioral patterns and the mindsets that we all pick up, the things that makes us who we are, that people get to know that, oh, she's such a good person. Oh, she's such a bad person. Oh, she's such a horrible. Oh, she's nice. She's not nice. Oh, this and that. All of those things we pick up along the way. We pick them up along the way and we just allow it to shape us. But if you look within every human being, you know, they say there's a thin line between love and hate. There's a thin line between good and bad. There's just a thin line between being alive and being dead, period. There's always a thin line between two sides of everything. And everybody has the ability to be good, great, amazing. And everybody has the ability to be horrible, nasty, bad. Just the things that we don't even want to connect with. So guys, I want to advise us today, and well, I don't want to say advice because I'm not an advisor, but I just want to encourage us today to say, please focus on the good sides of yourself. Focus on the good side of your Father. God is innately good, and his ability to love is the best side of him. And that's why he treats us so well, even when we are undeserving. He hands himself over to us. He shows us so much compassion and love every single day. If you doubt me and you say you don't believe there is God, just try to sleep, and then maybe if your enemy does not wake up, then you understand what I'm saying. Or hold your breath for longer than you can actually, or longer than you have the capacity, the lung capacity to, and then you tell me what you understand. Or let maybe the temperature of the atmosphere change small, that is just uncomfortable, and you begin to, or even just chop your tiny finger, or your tiny, something happened to you and you're in so much pain. Then you begin to appreciate the goodness of God. You appreciate health in sickness. You appreciate abundance when you have nothing. You appreciate love when there's so much hate around you. We tend to appreciate goodness when the opposite is dealt on us. But rather than getting to the point where we have to experience or have to appreciate being a good person to other people just because we've experienced negativity, how about we just try being good to one another? How about I just love people, period? Does it matter if they like me? Does it matter if they're talking about me? Does it matter if they care for me? Does it matter if they support me? If they follow me, they don't follow? It does not matter. Nobody gets to the end of their lives worried about all the mundane things that we really get upset about as we go through life. Do you guys realize that? There's nobody that lays on their deathbed, whether they are old or they're young, and is concerned about somebody that they hate, or is concerned about someone they haven't forgiven, or is concerned about what somebody did to them. At that critical moment, people just want to find peace. And that peace could be, for some people, let me just die and go and rest. Or let me really get out of this sickness so I can really live a good life. I'm tired of this pain. So guys, the best sides of God is love. And the way we express love is through the things that we say to ourselves. What are those conversations that you are speaking over your life? Sometimes fear and anxiety pushes us to not speak kindly to ourselves or our situation. We look at it and, oh my God, I'm so tired of this life. Look at me, I'm so this and this and this. Yes, we've all been there. And I'm sure that even I myself, at some point of maybe extreme pressure and frustration, I might find myself there. But when I get to that point, I'm happy because I have things that remind me to pull myself back from that edge and come to the good side and look more at the goodness of God. Because if you look hard enough, you will always find a reason to smile. You will always find a reason to be grateful. You will always find a reason to be thankful. And you will always find a reason to be kind to someone. My parents taught me growing up, if you don't have anything good to say to people, don't say anything at all. And I've practiced that. So if I see someone and I'll just try to say it inside my mind, which is not even good self, honestly. That one too is not good. That one too is a sin. So there's so much growth here, guys. Every one of us has so much opportunity to grow and to get better. So let's speak life over ourselves and speak life over other people. Let's appreciate God with the love that He's shown us, and let's share that love to people by treating everyone the way we want to be treated. All right, y'all, that's all I have for you today. This has been an amazing time. Another day 11 of our 21 days of life giving and growth challenge. I'll be back tomorrow, day 12, and I'm so excited to find out what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. All right, this is Dr. O, the MedSpa Professor. I love you. Bye. Thanks to everyone that participated and commented and joined me. And please share this video if you come across it later. If it makes sense to you, if it adds value to you, please do share with the next person so they can also be encouraged. All right, guys. Bye.
So many of us gotta what to say, but we don't have the mix so we can listen, yeah. Things that we